Hey, it's Becky with Homeschooling with Secret Sauce, and I'm here to talk to you today about things to know about homeschooling. It's actually the beginning of a short series where we're going to dive into each of these topics. But I want to give you kind of an overview in this first introductory video because the idea of homeschooling, the reality of homeschooling can be extremely overwhelming, but it doesn't need to be. I want you to envision what I have called or coined the homeschool wheel. Everything is not included on this drawing, but it's just a quick graphic to give you an idea of the different parts and pieces that work together to make your homeschool life super important. That you understand that at the center is your family, and your family is different than my family. I have 5 sons. Yes, you heard me correct. 5 sons, and we've homeschooled over 25 years. Went into homeschooling kind of kicking and screaming. I thought homeschoolers were weird, and I was not going to raise weird children. Turns out they're weird because they're my kids, not because we homeschooled them. Family is at the heart of everything we do. I want you to look at this section on the homeschool wheel. This is where homeschoolers trip. It's the academic portion of the homeschool wheel. We're going to go into what kinds of things you want to address in your homeschool journey with your kids. But they will include things like reading, writing, math, history, and science. Okay, there are other academics as well, but we call these the core academics. They're the foundation for everything that you're going to be teaching over the course of your homeschool journey. So understand that there's that academic wedge of the homeschool wheel. But I want you to look at this whole big part of the circle. So much of the homeschool journey doesn't neatly fall into the academic portion. And it's super important that we're intentional and that we understand this side of what it is that we're doing with our kids as we walk in the way we should go and we train up our kids academically and just as people. Okay. There are different parts and pieces. I call this side of the homeschool wheel the secret sauce. Homeschooling with secret sauce. Yes, I even have like a little membership for that because it's such a rich, wonderful way to lean into educating our kids. But besides the academics, homeschooling includes things like building relationships within our family, with our children, training them up in their manners, life skills, helping train and hone and polish their character, dealing with attitude. Oh, come on. My kids are not the only kids on the planet that have attitude. So, attitude is a big part of training our kids in the homeschool journey. And then there's this secret sauce, this secret piece that is going to look different no matter how many homeschool families you ask. This portion will look different for every homeschool family. It's where the passions fall in. It's where the talents fall in. It's where the arts fall in. So we'll talk more about this in an upcoming video, but it will include things like dance and music and art, programming, computery type things, or just passions in general. Maybe it's sculpting or gardening or that kind of thing. So this is the homeschool wheel. There are a lot of moving pieces to homeschooling. And right now, especially if you're frustrated or if you're at the beginning of your homeschool journey, let go of the idea that this is homeschooling. This is not homeschooling. This is the academic piece of raising up our kids. It's important, but it's not the only piece of the puzzle that makes up this thing that we call homeschooling. So, if you're ready, join me in the next video. We're going to dive into the academic piece first because that's where all the stereotypical thoughts about homeschooling begin, and then we'll get into the juicy stuff in another video. So, ready? I will see you in the next video and we will talk about homeschool academics.